we go. Kind of a trashy day out today. Very, very cloudy. But unrelated to that, back day. I think it's 1:37. We're getting close to the end. There's really not much more weight to be gained, but you'll see. You know what? How about this? We're gonna do a weight update. Will be at the end. So, so that'll be the make or break moment. Not really. This is still a very effective bulk. I'm as heavy as I've been, and certainly as strong as I've been. So back, pretty much my quickest lift, honestly. Like with chest, I mean, I kind of spent a while warming up for an incline press. Well, okay, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, chest is also kind of a short one. Uh, so maybe not a really good comparison there. But back is just pulling, right? There's no need for anything kind of complicated or anything. So the basic plan I've got in my mind is going to be a couple of sets of single arm hammer strength row machine. So I'll try to load up, I don't maybe as much weight as the machine can handle. Honestly, I can on that machine, especially when you hold like the highest handle, you can pretty much pull a lot of weight. I would do bent over rows, but I kind of feel my hamstrings are a little tight still. So rather than, work them, I'd rather just isolate the back even more. So after those rows, I'll probably get some kind of pull down, and then just maybe some machine row. I can really do whatever I want. I'll pretty much do an even mix of like lat focus movements, like a pull down or a pull over, and upper back focus movements, like cable rows or machine rows. As long as you pretty much hit the whole back, you'll be all right. I've never been a really huge believer in thinking that you're going to get better back development by doing like a lat specific day and then an upper back specific day. Because when you're doing rows, you're going to be working your lats a bit as well. It just, if I'm hitting back, I'm hitting the whole back. Simple. So, fuck, nothing else to talk about. Let's just get started. Okay. I didn't bother filming the warm up because I accidentally came in at rush hour. But I just sat on the cable stack, did a little bit of rows, a little bit of trap activations, a little bit of like forearm curls. Because you got to think, I'm about to do some back, right? So I'm going to get a little forearm activation. I don't want to pull anything. But I did a set of 3 plates, 5 plates. I felt 7 for like 2. Felt good. This machine's kind of BS. Like this is like the leg press of back. You can load up as many plates as you can fucking do. But I do like the feeling of it. So let's get at least 2 sets in.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. I lied about not wanting to do bent over rows. It's hard to beat, man. I love them. So let's throw this shit around. Oh. Whew. Okay. Let's just do a one and done on that. My lower back is already fucking pumped. So let's do some pull downs. Typically, I don't care to do row machines with both arms at once. It just kind of feels a little like I'm just smushing my lungs. If you do row machines heavy, you know what I'm talking about. But I do like them single arm. Okay. Back is feeling extremely fatigued. So I'm gonna get 2 sets of single arm pullovers done. Actually, I'll do 3, but I'm just gonna show the one. It's this. For me, when I do double arm pullovers, I always feel like I get a little bit of chest activation, and I can squeeze harder when I do one at a time. At this point, my back is 95% pumped. Right, I did some heavy shit in the beginning. Got some good squeezing sets as well. A lot of variety this lift. I was trying out some new exercises. So now I'm just gonna finish with 2 sets of light-ish pull downs. Like, I'm not trying to throw around as much weight as I can do, but just use enough where I can really get a good squeeze. So 2 of these, then we can check the pump. There we go. Saturation down slightly. I say that every fucking time. Exposure down slightly. Make the shadows pop a little more. But how about this? Let's see the pump through the shirt. What are we working with? It should be tricky. Ugh. I can't see it. What am I working? Is it good? You'll say in the comments if it was good. So, there wasn't much reason to that workout, apart from the first couple sets, where it started off with just shit where I could go heavy as I could go, like with that hammer strength row, and then the barbell rows. But after that, I was just fucking jumping around to whatever I felt like. Row machines, pull downs, pullovers. Get the fuck off me, damn it. Shit. And considering the difficulty I just had taking off my shirt, I've got reason to believe that the back is fairly pumped. Whether you can see it from the front, it's kind of hard to say. Holy moly. It's freaky for me. The lighting isn't really ideal. But yeah, check that shit out. Oh. Fuck. Even just posing with a back pump is fucking hard. What are we working with from the front? Oh, that's pretty good. So, not much else to say right now. I want to try to go to bed early. So, I'm going to finish calves, and then we can get some car talk. I have no idea what the topic will be. Probably something I've said a million times before.
Oof. Like I accidentally sat down and started scrolling TikTok. I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes. That'll get you. That'll freaking get you. So, dextrose slash protein. Chocolate this time. A little bit more palatable. Ugh. Whew. Okay. All right. Let's scram. Let's get out of here. That was a good lift. I tell you what, it's a little busy. Um, maybe that's just me being selfish, but typically I kind of like a more empty gym. I mean, for one thing, it's just you don't have to wait for shit. You don't have to worry about fucking exercise selection. You just get to do it whatever the fuck you want. And then for me too, it's a little bit easier to record myself when there's not, you know, 10 people in the background who I'm fucking bothering. But yeah, fuck man, back day was sweet. I wasn't planning on doing those bent over rows, but I just gotta. I was listening to some John Jones. It was going crazy, so I wanted to throw some real weight around after those hammer strength rows. So I'd that was a pretty good example of sort of the two methods of execution of sets that I do, right? Like that set of seated rows where I was doing one at a time. It was a machine with like a stack. You know the one. It was like the white one, right? I was going real slow, really getting a good squeeze. It wasn't like an insane amount of weight, and that was just a really good squeezing feeling, right? After my back had sort of already been pre-exhausted from the heavy shit. And then those first two sets and the bent over rows, those weren't sets where I was like really focusing on the contraction per se, right? Like I was still, fucking flexing my lats and my traps and everything else while I was doing the reps, but the fatigue from those sets was just from the fact that I was moving around so much weight, right? Like sort of think about it like this. When you're doing dumbbell curls, or let's just say easy bar just for simplicity, and you're doing a weight in which you can only get, let's say 9 reps. Let's say you can get 9 reps, right? That set is going to be difficult in a different way than if you were to do a weight where you could get, let's say 25 reps, right? So the triggering factor, the factor that'll trigger you to reach failure on that heavy set is just the fact that your biceps won't fucking work anymore. You literally won't be able to fucking do another rep, right? But with the lighter weight, when you're sort of doing more of like a squeezing style of rep, what's going to stop you from doing any more is just the fact that your biceps are starting to fucking burn, you know? So rather than reaching failure mechanically, right? When you do sort of lighter sets towards the end of the lift, where you're just trying to get a really good squeeze, that's more of like a mental battle, feel the burn type set, right? So, when people say train to failure or take your sets to failure, right? There's sort of two different ways to look at it. Because when you're doing your heavy shit, it's pretty easy to reach failure. Like, you pretty much know, okay, I literally cannot do another rep. But with lighter weight, when you're kind of doing partials, it's kind of up to your own discretion to say to yourself, like on your last rep, all right, okay, I'm done. And the more reps that you can do, and that sort of set, the better. One comment I keep seeing a lot is about my rest times, because I don't really like in between sets. If I'm not doing that little just like describing what I'm about to do or whatever, I pretty much just clip right between sets. So rest times, it's not that exact. Like I do not have a watch and I'm watching it like, okay, 30. I got 30 seconds left. Like I'm just not really into that. That's not what I'm into. So what I end up doing is pretty much just waiting until I'm ready and then doing another set. And that'll depend on the intensity of the sets that you're doing, right? Those first sets of the heavy, 7 plate hammer strength row, I think I took maybe 5 minutes between them. So between that first set of rows and the second one, and then that second one and the set of barbell bent over rows, I think I took like 5 minutes in between because it was a fucking lot of weight and it really gassed me. But, those sets of single arm pullovers that I was doing at the end, I was only taking like a minute in between, right? Because I wasn't fatiguing the muscles so much. I was really just trying to, pump it up. Like, think about it like this: if you're doing squats, a heavy set of squats, you're gonna have to rest for a longer period of time than if you're doing lateral raises, right? It's just a difference in recovery. But as kind of a basic rule, I just sort of sit down. I try not to scroll on my phone. That'll kind of put you out of the zone. But yeah, sometimes I'll do that. Uh, maybe minute, 2 minutes. All right, I'm ready. Get up, do it again. There's nothing wrong with like the timer method, but I feel like it kind of constricts your training. Because let's say you're not ready yet, but oh, the timer went off 1 minute. Let's do another set, and you only get, let's say, 10 reps on your pec deck. Whereas if you would have waited another minute, and really caught your breath, you could have got 15, and that set would have been way more intense. So for me, it's just kind of a go by feel thing. And this workout especially was an example of that. I was just jumping around to whatever the fuck I wanted to do. I didn't pick like 3 exercises and do 3 sets of each, right? I just kind of, bounced around. And, every exercise I was fucking hitting back. So I don't have a problem. If there was enough machines, like if there was a ton of good machines at that gym, I wouldn't have minded doing 11 different exercises and just doing it, the 11 sets for back like that. Because once you warm up for that first set, right? Like after I did those, I didn't show it, but on that seated hammer strength machine and on the cables, or after the cables, I did a few reps of 3 plates, a few reps of 5 plates, a few reps of 7 plates, and by then, my back, this whole little pulling apparatus here is warm. It's ready to move some weight around. So just because I jump to barbell rows doesn't mean I have to do more warm-up sets, right? I'm working the same fucking muscles. So I can just jump straight to the top set, or the top working weight per se. I feel like a fucking broken record saying this, but a lot of sets that well, I don't really see it. I'm not really watching other people working out too much. But from what I've seen just over time and like seeing people's workout plans posted, I see a lot of just fluff work. Like when you're doing a set or let's say an exercise and you're pyramiding up in weight, like let's say I did, let's just say I started with lat pull down for whatever reason today. And I started off with, let's say, 100 pounds and I did 30 reps. And then I moved it up to 150 pounds and I did, let's say, 20 reps. This is just arbitrary numbers. I don't know how many I would get with that much weight. And then let's say I moved it up to 200 pounds and I got 10 reps. And maybe I did a really heavy set. I went up to 250 and I got 5 reps. I feel like those working up sets just kind of took away from the top set, right? Like I would rather just do a rep or two of each, warming up increment of weight, and then start off with that 250 and get, let's say, 9 or something, you know, because just fluff work, it's not gonna do you that good, right? You can go into the gym and just go through the motions of the workout, right? Not really push yourself. Or let's say I called every set that I did today 4 reps early, or around there or something. Like I could have gone harder. I still did, let's say, probably, I don't know, 80% of the reps, 75% of the reps. So I still did like more than half of the work. But that last few reps of the set, that's what's really gonna fucking let you grow, you know? Like the it's almost like the reps before that are just a stepping stone to those last few, right? And the harder that you can go there, the more you can push yourself, the better your gains are gonna be. I mean, some of this shit, it just makes sense to you. Like in all aspects of lifting. We've kind of grown up with some of this shit as kids. You got to drink your milk so you'll grow big and strong, and eat your vegetables because you'll get your yeah, take your fucking Flintstones because vitamins are good for you. Go outside and get your 1 hour of play. You guys remember that shit? I, the current state of youth today, I think they could use a few hours of play if we're being real. But that's its own issue. That's its own issue entirely. So I'm gonna go get. Honestly, I think I'm gonna get some Wendy's right now. Go home, watch some kind of show or something. Try to get a solid ass amount of sleep, and then cardio in the morning. I think I'll even record it. God damn it! Just to show you guys up, because I know 97.5% of you guys aren't doing your fucking cardio. I really could not tell you why. God damn it. So, oh, whoops. Fucking ran out of storage. I did not just scroll through my fucking camera roll and delete some shit while driving. That's not what happened. Alright, so like I was saying, I'll see you next time.